Hi, welcome everyone. Thanks to all new subscribers for interacting, for connecting, or for just taking the time to view my channel. I greatly appreciate it. BruceCzal.com on WordPress is where I have all these same videos and all my astrophotography. Please stop by and say hi. We're looking at structures on the surface of the moon. We're on the moon, guys. Those just joining me here, I've showed these areas where they are. If you want me to tell you where they are, please don't get mad for me not mentioning it. Again, the entire story in this video. Go back to my videos, guys. It's all there. This is the surface of the moon. Okay, the structures are white on white. This is the magnifying glass, that big round piece that you see in the bottom there going by through the photo. And over top here is alien structures. It's a tunnelized, closed, sealed environment with massive, gigantic entrances. Guys, you understand that this is all seen as white and an actual flat surface. Completely flat. And it's not. I'm showing you guys that it's not. There's interior levels. The crater here is ridiculously symmetrical. I'm going to get a photo up for the end of the video. Don't worry of it in no filtering if you want. Just straight, clear as day photos of this sort of greenish glass structuring, and the proof is there. These are surface structures, tunnels, anomalies, whether they be machines, no matter what they are. It's scary. It's down there, and no one is seeing it. I know they are there. I confirm this to you. I can confirm you that these anomalies are on the surface. Look what we're looking at, guys. Our eyes don't see all the wavelengths. 400 to 700 nanometers we can see. Under 400 nanometers, we can't. Over 700 nanometers, we can with some filters, infrared filters. Now take a look at this. I just added green hue after my processing to bring out the structures in the center. Now look at the veil. Look at the cloaking. Look at the layer or dome or something over it. Do you understand? I'm showing you structures through a veil on the surface of the moon. As hard as it is to understand, please, some of you start trusting me. Take a look at what we're looking at. The surface of the moon is filled with these tunnelized, sealed domes, tunnels, and structures that people are not seeing. The moon has many elevated and descending levels that we cannot see either due to the same color. And due to that, everything that we can see is in white light is at ground level, and we can't see any other wavelength and different temperature structures. If you look closely, what looks like regular ice or mountains is actually platforms that on top of those platforms, symmetrical structures are laid out, like here on Earth. The tunnels go for thousands and thousands of miles in, under, and over and around craters. As you can see here, the domes are all amongst those lit areas that are so white that you can't see those little domes unless you get in really close or use this technique. So I guess you want to see that in daytime, right? Well, okay, same principle. In the darkness and in the white. I have some television line up there, monitor lines on the top over there, because obviously because of the technique, to be able to see what's inside this crater. Tunnels, structures. These are not the lava tubes. I do not think they're lava tubes. They're a bit too symmetrical to be lava tubes. In the ejecta here, bottom left two in the crater, the big crater on the bottom left you see a humongous tunnel structure coming out. Sorry guys, it's there. And it's the proof right on the surface, over top of the craters, a couple thousand feet. In the ejecta, top right, we see the structuring, whether it be mechanisms, mechanical. And hey, we got to go see that cannon that I found that we've been seeing for months, that I've been posting, that nobody ever usually recognizes it, nor have I. everything they've done, whoever they are, everything they do now is quietly done. You never see any fires on the moon, ever. But then again, would we see it? The different wavelengths, we're not seeing them. The companies are underneath the haze on the surface and they're working. They're probably walking around on the surface as clear as day. Please look at the complexity in what I found. No, I've not made a model of it. I'm not here to mock any um, religious groups. I'm not here to risk my credibility. You know, my son, I live with him. I mean, I wouldn't do stupid things if I wouldn't want my son to have a bad reputation. But, you know, I was brave to come out and talk about this because I'm finding these things. And I believe it should be shown as a beautiful thing and not shown as something deceptive against us. This was there a long time ago. As much as the space stations, we get some of you get ticked off at them. Yeah, me too sometimes. But I don't blame them for this because they would not have had a say. If they landed on the moon, if they actually did, which I believe they did not, if they would they have had the right to tell the people what was up there? No. This structure, so long, it would be a couple miles in length inside the darkness of a crater. It was impossible to see, is impossible to see. Hydro-Quebec. I'm from Quebec. Many of you buy our electricity. Could this be their way of making electricity? You know, we got to think out of the box. I don't can't say it enough. And with the elements that we have here on Earth and our minds that are mindset on calculating things and building here the way we do here on Earth, things are very different up there. Their needs are different. Their quality of life is probably different. We don't know if there's any atmosphere. Well, they say 1/6, but in reality, is there more than that? Is there as much atmosphere as here on Earth? And I don't see why not. Could this be storing energy? Could it be a weapon? Could it be a filtration system? Could it be holding oil? Could it be all the water that's missing on Earth is held there? Is this where our rain comes from? I mean, I can think out of the box. You want to hear someone think out of the box? I can be like way out of the room in the continent where the box is. You know, these light sources that are lit up on the surface are hiding the surface, and we're just looking at white, visible light. 400 to 700 nanometers is what our eyes can see. So the little tubing that you're looking underneath, which is not lava tubes, I assure you, and if so, my goodness, how symmetrical these lava tubes are. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. They're definitely not lava tubes. What can be seen here that I caught clearly in the southern highlands, we can see this, what I thought was a platform, is actually some kind of a chimney stack. It basically looks like that. The length of it, so long me, would be a couple of miles high, coming out of the surface of the moon. The end of this pipe, tunnel, or whatever it may be, is rectangular and has a white object on the side. See, they have often these floating sideways pods that are stuck on certain things. I've caught them at least 3 or 4 times and posted them in videos in the past. But again, right here, it looks like something. No matter what it is, even if we don't know what it is, we can clearly tell that it was possibly man-made. Only recently, scientists from NASA declared that levels on the moon existed, descending levels up to high and low to 10,000 feet. This photo is the moon. Feast your eyes on this, guys. Be happy that you're seeing this right now because it could disappear. Top left, the white structures. Examine them, pause it, it's beautiful. If you have a simple magnifying lens, you'll be in awe. Thousands and thousands of details in this photo. There it is, black and white, over top of the magnifying lens and inside the magnifying lens. A pod inside, I call it, and at the back, the most beautiful city you've ever seen on the surface of the moon, whether it be ancient or recent. This is real. We're there in science now. The world is not and may never be, but think of it, we're there. Your photos have these structures in them. Zoom up any way you can. Get a photo, even if it's blurry, in comparison to mine. I've shown these areas before. We're in the southern highlands, guys, and we're down close to Earth, and we're seeing these structures, but they're everywhere. They really are on the surface of the moon. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for the interest, and especially for subscribing and connecting with me. When someone gives you a hand, you give them a hand back. Steve Olson, brother, thanks a lot. And especially the community, guys, thanks for subscribing and for connecting with me and stopping by and helping my research. Welcome to the team, guys. You know, we're all brothers and sisters. We're all in this together, accepting our differences, trying to find out what's going on up there.